Now this may very well be my final video. Not because I'm going anywhere, but because we're about to explore one of the most taboo places on Earth, North Korea. Now, some of you guys may be wondering why it's so difficult to obtain pictures of North Korea. And that's because North Korea is ran by a tyrannical regime led by Kim Jung-un, and security measures are extremely tight. There's a major humanitarian crisis happening there, and so the regime only lets tourists take pictures in certain places. With all that being said, I have no idea how the map we're about to look at has access to 360-degree photos. So I figured it'd be cool to take a look at some of the locations because you typically don't have a lot of opportunities to do so. And don't be afraid of being put on some list for watching this because let's be real, nobody watches these videos anyways. All right, let's get to it. So this map is obviously called North Korea, or the DPRK, which stands for the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, because North Korea is extremely democratic. And apparently this is every single location available in the country. Kind of nervous. Okay, so they start us off in a hotel room, so I'm guessing this is where any missionaries or diplomats stay when they visit the country. So something interesting about North Korea travel is that you have to obtain a special visa from the Department of State in order to enter the country. And if you do, then you have to be approved by North Korean officials to go on a tour operated by North Koreans. So really the only time that you'll ever have any autonomy is when you're in this hotel room. Though let's be real, there's probably cameras somewhere. I mean, as far as I could tell, it looks like a pretty normal 3-star hotel, kind of like a Holiday Inn. They even got 2 beds in case you want to bring your partner. Oh, you know that phone is bugged. I would feel so bad calling the front desk for extra towels, knowing that the rest of the country is literally starving. What is this, propaganda? Oh, it's a calendar. I'm guessing cherries are one of their national fruits because of the abundance of cherry blossom trees. All right, what else do we have? Ooh, a ghost. So yeah, this is what your room would look like if you decide to stay in North Korea. Now, it's probably going to be in Pyongyang, which is the capital, just because I think that's the only place you're allowed to stay. Now, to be honest, I have no idea about North Korean geography, so my guess is as good as anybody's, so I'm just going to literally just click on Pyongyang. Not too bad. Looking a bit closer, it's very close to the city center. It's actually right on the Patong River. And I'm assuming this is one of maybe 5 hotels available for tourists in the country. Okay, fun fact, this is the tallest pyramid in the world. I was looking up a list of pyramids recently because somebody said that the 7th biggest pyramid was a Bass Pro Shop, which is oddly true. The number 1 spot was actually this prism in North Korea. But anyways, this looks like a city square, kind of like where they would gather to honor Kim Jung-un. So there's some statues here that you can't really make out, but it looks like there's just 2 soldiers, presumably guarding the center where a lot of stuff probably happens. And then if we look behind us, I see this giant arc statue thing, and it boasts the year 1950 and 1953. If I had to take a guess, I would say that's when they claimed their independence from South Korea. I don't know my Korean history that well. And yeah, that's the North Korean flag shown twice. Once again, I'm assuming this is in Pyongyang just because I see some tourists nearby. Now, I do see the Arc de Triomphe. I don't know if this is that. I'm gonna try it out. Pretty close. Okay, well this is a breath of fresh air because I'm seeing some pink and red give some color to this place. It's so weird that there's never anybody on the streets. It's like completely empty. So there's the North Korean flag. Okay, so I actually do know where this is. This is a massive square in Pyongyang, and this is Kim Il-sung, and that's Kim Jong-il. I think this is a square to honor one of them. It's actually a pretty massive square. I think there were some major press conferences here from Kim Jong-un, and I will say these lights are pretty cool. But that's all I'll give you. Okay, so Kim Il-sung Square. I think that makes sense, right? Let's go. 5,000 points in North Korea. If you could do it here, you could do it anywhere. Okay, we're in the countryside. Why do I feel like I'm going to turn around and see something massive? There you go. That is admittedly a pretty cool monument. And if we go to the other side, I don't know what this says, but there's a lot of characters on there, and it seems like there's warriors on both sides of the statue. Must be the fallen soldiers that they care about so much. So this clearly isn't in Pyongyang. This is probably the countryside somewhere. I don't know what this honors, but it looks like some liberation that they experienced. So let's go Mount Kumgang National Park. And we couldn't have been further. Oh, would you look at that? You finally see some people. I don't want to be all conspiracist, but I feel like these people are definitely planted here. They're probably getting paid $2 by the North Korean government just to stand there so it looks like there's some activity going on. Oh, we swear we're normal. Now, this looks like statues of angels in a choir, but I don't think that North Korea practices Christianity. This actually might be the same building that was in front of the Kim Il-sung Square. Wow, even the trees aren't eating right. But yeah, let's hit the Kim Il-sung Square. I think that's a good guess. Looks like we're maybe on the other side of it, so let's go here. Okay, so this might be the Patong River, and I think the hotel we're staying at is like over here somewhere. Once again, there's literally nobody on the streets, which is so eerie. Whoa! What is this? Doesn't that kind of look like a giant turd just plopped along this tower? So here's some guys with a sickle and hammer to represent communism. So let's go with what we said along the Patong River. Let's actually go right around here. Okay, pretty good. So it's actually called Plakwezi Dzuzutzi. All right, we're starting to learn our way around North Korea. Okay, so now we're in a hotel lobby, and it looks extremely gaudy. Okay, there's Kim Jung-il and Kim Jung-un. And wow, we actually have the option to explore this place. So let's click the arrow. Whoa! And we're in a hotel room watching North Korean soap operas. So clearly they're technologically behind because they're still using CRTs. If only they bordered a country that was good at making TVs. If we go out this way, looks like we hit the outside of the building. There's not too much more to see outside, although I will say this looks like a pretty big upgrade from the Pyongyang locations. It's a lot more vibrant, so I'm guessing this is maybe where the diplomats stay. This is probably where Dennis Rodman stayed if I had to take a guess. But let's shoot this general area. Even on Geoguessr, this place is misleading. Okay, this is pretty interesting. It looks like an auditorium. Why is the color scheme so bland in North Korea? I feel like they could use some heavy interior design help. Okay, so here's the tour group and presumably the tour guide right there. I have no idea why they would allow this person to take a picture like this. Low-key, if Kim Jung-un sees this, he would think this kid is mocking his dad and his grandfather, and I think you'd be in trouble. So maybe I won't include this in the video. Back to Pyongyang. Okay, so this looks like a ticket office to a train station, maybe. Welcome to Golden Triangle. Kind of weird they have English here, right? That's how you know this is a propaganda spot for tourists, because there's no way that they display English anywhere else. Also, North Koreans have zero freedom of movement, so who are they fooling by putting this up? And then once again, in the back, we see the two dictator portraits. I mean, I have to say, it looks pristinely clean in here. It looks like you could lick something off the floor. But it's such a facade, because if you go outside, things are so different. All right, let's go back to Pyongyang. And let's go to Pyongyang Station. This could be it. Bro, we're almost in Russia. I have to say that I'm surprised they allow you to travel this north. I wonder if any North Koreans ever defect to Russia. Because typically they go to China and then they fly to South Korea. But there is that little slot up north near Russia. And I feel like Russia's a much safer place to flee to. Oh wow, this is really vibrant. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I didn't realize that North Korea had these beautiful canyons. And it looks like that time of year when the leaves are changing colors and it ends up looking really picturesque. Now this is definitely going to be in the north of North Korea, so let's shoot right there. Bro, that's basically China. Wait, so across that river is China. So we were actually looking at China, I believe. Okay, so this looks like the mountainside of North Korea. As you can see, the houses are pretty uniform. So the topography of North Korea is obviously very similar to South Korea and northern China. And we can see that here with an abundance of mountains and trees in the background. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I would probably say this is northern China. This looks pretty washed out, so I would say this is like the northern portion again. Maybe we go to like Kim Chaek. I like how I'm saying this stuff with confidence, but I literally have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so we got shot inside a North Korean restaurant. Let's see what they eat here. Mashed potatoes. What is that, an enchilada? I see some water, some soup. It looks pretty basic. It doesn't look too good, honestly. Looks like some North Korean performer who's probably held against her will just to perform for these Americans. I will say that I'm very surprised with how much liberty they gave to people for taking pictures. I didn't expect that you'd be able to take a 360 photo inside a restaurant. It looks like a bar in the back. I'm not sure if drinking's a very big part of North Korean culture. I imagine it is. Okay, I mean, the last couple places weren't in Pyongyang, so this one's gotta be in Pyongyang. About time. All right, let's do one more. Okay, why does North Korea look like New Zealand now? How come when we first started this, North Korea looked like the gloomiest place on earth, and now it looks like it has really nice landscape? Now, I don't know how to read Korean script, but I wonder if North Korean characters are similar to South Korean characters. I don't know who this is. I'm guessing it's a daughter within the Kim dynasty, because who else would they honor here? And of course, there's 0 people around. That seems to be a common theme with our locations. Based on the amount of green, I'm going to put it somewhere up here near like China, maybe right there. All right, what are you going to do?